Okay, so in the interest of full disclosure, I wrote a script for this video. I wrote a script because the topic is really important. It's really important for you, it's really important for me. This video is gonna be long, I'm just telling you in advance, and you're gonna wanna stick around to the end. It's perhaps life-changing, because it's been life-changing for me. And the topic that I'm gonna talk about is forgiveness, and particularly self-forgiveness. Now, when somebody first mentioned the topic of self-forgiveness and how important that is for your spiritual growth and for your finding your way back into your heart, I thought, what the heck are they talking about, self-forgiveness? I have nothing to forgive myself for. I'm awesome, and my life is great, and why would I need to do that? And from the perspective I was seeing my life, this was about 25 years ago, I was right. I didn't have any concept of what I needed forgiving for. I didn't have any connection to that voice. There was a voice that was constantly running in the background that was so part of my life. It was like white noise on the TV. And it was constantly feeding me things about myself, about my unworthiness or not enoughness, or how I didn't fit in, or how somebody's not going to like me, and what I needed to do to be accepted. And it kept me on a train, conveyor belt, I don't know what you call it, for basically almost my whole life, up until about 5 years ago, where the only way for me to feel like I was okay was by succeeding in my life. And that was with an award or an accolade or a success or a degree or a diploma or something to prove my worthiness. And the problem with that, there are a couple problems, and there's probably more than a couple problems, but there are two that I see. One is, what if shit hits the fan and you don't win? That happened to me. At least my perception of not winning. That was when kind of things fell apart for me. And what happens if you are just on that train for so long, you just run out of gas? You're exhausted because you're constantly trying to figure out and do what's next in order to continue to keep that voice that's yapping in your ear like a piranha, telling you you're not good enough and you're not enough, to try to get that voice to silence. It's yapping by doing something that you think is worthy of achievement. There's an exhaustion that comes with that. Maybe you're feeling it. I certainly have felt it. The key to all this, it's letting yourself off the hook for the misbelief that there was ever anything wrong with you. The misbelief. You see, when you're born into the world as this little angel, this little angelic 7-pound little being, I mean, think about a baby you've seen recently, or not recently, but think about it. It's perfect. It literally is perfect. It's when our earth guide, Wayne Dyer calls the ego the earth guide. When our earth guide gets a hold of trying to protect us and keep us safe, it starts to invent stories about our unworthiness or not enoughness. We have an experience and it formulates a story, and we literally then spend the rest of our days living with that thinking and trying to prove it wrong. And it's all based on a fabrication of this part of our thinking that is not part of our divine nature. I love when Alan Watts says, apple trees apple, and the apples are perfect, and the universe peoples, or earth peoples. We don't come into this earth, we come out of the earth. And we are divine creatures, but we forgot. And when we forgive, we start to open the door to remembering who we really are. I'm looking over at my notes. See, the moment you forgive yourself, the door, the prison door that you've been keeping yourself locked inside of with your thinking about yourself and your judgments, the door swings open. You've never been separate. You've never been broken. There's never been a problem, except the problem that you keep telling yourself you have. Forgiveness, it doesn't change your past. It changes your relationship to your past, which in effect does change your past. And it changes your present, and it changes your future. If you want peace in your life, heaven on earth is right here, right now, and it's through the practice of self-forgiveness. Look, if this resonates with you, I know this has been long. I hope you stuck with me. Pause for a moment today and ask yourself, what do I constantly judge myself for, nag myself for, tell myself I'm not good enough for, that would be nice to be forgiven for? And then consider forgiving yourself for that. You can do it. See, you can let yourself off the hook. It is possible. That one act of grace could change everything. If you ever want to explore it deeper, these are the kinds of conversations I have all the time with people, whether they're clients or not. So if you want to talk a little bit about this, don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you next time.